What's up guys, Meredith with Extreme Terrain, and today we're checking out the 4-inch Drop Sniper running boards in texture black, fitting all 2005 through 2023 double cab Toyota Tacomas. Now getting in the Tacoma can be a little bit of a challenge if you don't have a set of steps, even more so if your truck is lifted, and this set is going to give you all the accessibility you need, whether it's for you or whoever is riding in your truck. This set specifically will offer a great amount of room and drop for convenience with the larger design, but with the larger build also comes a good amount of coverage for protection on or off-road. While these will hold up, I would recommend these for the daily driver and light to moderate off-roader who isn't necessarily concerned about clearance, considering the drop of the side step. However, if clearance isn't high on your priority list, but accessibility with a tough construction is, these are going to offer that. This set is targeted towards accessibility with a large 4-inch drop in the step itself, making it much easier to plant your foot on, especially with the 15-inch wide stepping surface. Now, those steps will be thinned as well, so those are going to help with traction when you're getting in and out. These will also cover and clean up the look of the exposed pinch weld area from wheel to wheel with the upper pentagonal bar here, and that is going to help keep that portion of the rocker protected, in addition to the boxy wing design that will come out from the truck about 6 inches to help guard from rocks or debris that's getting up and potentially to your paint. These will cover and clean up the look of the exposed pinch weld area from wheel to wheel with this upper pentagonal bar. That will also keep the portion of the rocker protected, in addition to the boxy wing design that will come out from the truck about 6 inches to help guard from rocks or debris that may potentially get to your paint. The makeup of these steps will be solid with a 12,000 of an inch thick mild steel construction, so they'll be able to take a hit and support a good amount of weight with up to a 300-pound load capacity. The coating on top will be just as durable, with an E-coating being the first layer put onto the step, and then it will have a texture black powder coat on top, both being a barrier that will protect against rust from forming on the steel. The brackets included in the kit will also have the same coating and tough construction, so you can rest assured that the entire set here will hold up well. These will come in at about $400, which is fairly average for a drop side step bar. What I will say is that you are getting a lot of step here for the price compared to other options, with the substantial drop, the large boxy and wing design, and the tight coverage to that pinch weld. Now, while this may not be beneficial to someone who is super concerned about clearance, if you like that chunky design or that bigger design for the look and the added benefit of protection, and you also need that extra drop to get in and out of your truck, then this is going to be a great set to add to your build. Installed with these steps will be a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, so it shouldn't be too difficult to get these onto your truck with some basic hand tools, and should only take you about 2 hours worth of your time. I do want to point out though that the factory mounting points that these will attach to are most likely covered with little plastic plugs, so if you don't see the threads right away, don't panic, just grab a flathead screwdriver and you can pop them off to gain access for the mounts. Now at this point we can head over and check out a detailed breakdown from one of our customers who has installed this on their Tacoma, so that is going to wrap it up for my review. Let's go ahead and get into the install.
Hi, my name is Jeff Anderson, and I'm going to be installing these Defender steps on a 2023 Toyota Tacoma Limited Edition. So one of the things I really like about this vendor is they actually stamp on their parts which side of the vehicle it goes on. So this says driver side front, and on the other side it'll be PF for passenger front. And then the other two down below are interchangeable, and you have the driver side center and the driver side rear. And the same thing applies for the other side. So these are going to bolt up underneath the truck, and then when I get these in place, then we actually connect the step to this part here. The next thing I'm going to show you underneath is where the caps are to remove the plastic, so we can actually install these up on the truck. So right here is the front tire, driver's side, and if you come up the fender and you work your way back, you'll see these 2 plugs right here with screws, standard screwdriver. There's 3 sets of these on each side right here, and then as we slide down, there's the next set right here, and that's in between the two doors. And then there's one more in the very back that is for the rear. That's kind of cool. They have these set up for this. I'm back up to the front of the vehicle now, and this is the driver's side front bracket. Going to put it in with a bolt, a lock washer, and then a flat washer. And all you're going to do is put it in there and get it started by hand. Now this bracket does adjust, it slides up and down. So the idea is that you're just going to get it in here loose until everything's connected, and then you'll level everything before you tighten it up. So keeping it nice and loose. Alright, now I'm on the same side, the driver's side, the middle bracket, and you always know that you're doing it right if this flat edge is facing out from the truck. So I'll do the same thing, and I'll put 2 bolts in here just to hold it in place. This is actually one of the easiest installations I think I've ever done for side steps. Alright, same side. Now we're at the back bracket. It's by the back tire. And once again, we're going to put in the 2 bolts and thread them in loosely so the adapter bracket will actually move around a little bit. So the next step is to take the step and put these brackets on, and these brackets actually go into the mounting spots on here, and they come with this little square plastic piece, and that plastic piece goes over that, and it holds that in place for when you put it up here, the bolt doesn't fall out. These plastic pieces are a great idea to keep these bolts from falling out. And I'm actually putting it on the top one because my guess is that that one's going to be a little harder to get to when it's underneath. And then on the bottom one, it's actually got a threaded nut on it, so you'll just be bolting it in from one side. Alright, so the next step is to put these steps up on these brackets. I tried to do this by myself, but the angle is too steep and the step will actually hit your truck. So at this point you need somebody to help you with the project. So we're going to set the camera down, hit pause, and we're going to get this into place. So that was challenging. You definitely want to keep your brackets really loose. You can see how much this rolls around. You're going to need that to get those nuts on. And once you have that on, the next step is to take another one of these bolts and put a bolt through the bottom of each one of these brackets. And that needs to connect to that plate that we put in there. So you have to line up 2 spots at one time to make that work. Alright, so that first one was a little difficult, but I got it. What I learned in that is that you want to be able to see this bracket that you put in there that has the nut welded onto it, so you can line your hole up better. Because if you can see that, your job's going to be done much easier. The first one took me probably 4 or 5 minutes. This one just took me real time 20 seconds. So we're going to do the front now. Okay, I got those bolts in. Now what I want to do is I want to tighten up the bracket to the truck. One of the things that we're going to try to pay attention to before we get it completely tight is the alignment of the bar of the step, because this bracket will slide and then these lower brackets will move as well. So we'll get it lined up as best we can, and then we'll tighten everything down. So I'm just getting everything to the point that it barely moves, so we can do final adjustments. All right, so everything is lightly snug. So there's two things we want to do right now. We want to align this gap, and as you look up, you'll see that we're a little low in the back here. And then the other thing we're going to do is we're going to take this line and line it up to this body line. So our in and out, we're looking really good right now. Our gap, we need to go up with it just a little bit. So I'm going to move it up and then snug it down, and we'll take one last look once we get it all aligned. All right, so we've aligned that as best we can. It's all torqued down, and that's the finished product. So now we're going to go to the other side and do the same thing. Okay, so we're off to the passenger side now, and as you can see, I've already got the brackets on. That's the first stage, and that took about 10 minutes. And the next thing we're going to do is set the phone down, and I'm going to get somebody to help me, and we're going to put the step up to the bracket. All right, so I've got all the nuts and bolts on here. It's nice and loose, so we can still adjust this. Our next step is going to be to tighten these up just to the point that we can move this step around and line it up perfectly. So I'll be doing that now.
So that's going to wrap it up for my review and the install of these 4-inch Drop Sniper running boards in texture black, fitting all 2005 through 2023 double cab Toyota Tacomas. And you can find these right here at extremeterrain.com.